Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gamer Grudge. Now, here's your host, Mr. MacPool.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another exciting round of Gamer Grudge. We have our two fighters here today that are going to be going one-on-one, head-to-head in a heated debate battle. So right now we've got Mac, we got Angie. So go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Angie. You've seen me before in the show, usually as the moderator, but this time I'm getting my revenge on Mac.
I've ruined the line already, but I'm gonna use it again. I've come to chew bubblegum, and I have come to kick ass. And guys, don't ask for bubblegum because so hold on, I do got bubblegum, but do y'all want bazooka? I got bazooka and double mint.
What the fuck, man?
I promise, guys, that went much better the first time. But
I don't
unfortunately,
like this.
somebody forgot to unmute us.
I like this one better simply because it's sillier, which is more appropriate for Mac.
Oh, yeah. This is great.
Oh,
right.
Mac.
I'll never change. So
Let's go over the rules real quick.
all right, well, let's go over the rules real quick. Okay, the rules are right here. Once again. Screw Cuphead. That was it. Yeah. All right. Well, it's your show, so you read. I guess you want question one.
Yeah, question one would be great.
All right, question one.
All right. What is the best Blizzard game? So we're going to start off this round. I'm going to let Angie go first. Angie, take it away.
This was a very hard question, but I decided to go with Diablo 3.
Okay.
I guess I gotta go next.
Yep.
Sir.
I went with what is my answer? I think I put what was it? That
You said the Justice League.
Oh yeah, the Justice League Task Force for the SNES. Sega, for the Sega, not the Sega, the Super Nintendo. Sorry.
Making it difficult, Mac. Making it difficult.
I know. But I always come out on top when it's difficult.
All right. So, Angie, what is your argument?
Alrighty, so I chose this one because it kind of has a little bit of some of the classic stuff that made Blizzard the awesome entertainment series that it is today. You have a little bit of the World of Warcraft where you have the adventuring and you can go and do different tasks and quests and you get to play with your friends. And the nice thing about Diablo 3 compared to World of Warcraft is you don't have to pay a monthly fee to play it on again, off again, and however you choose. And it's a really, really fun MMORPG. I absolutely love this game. That's all
Who has the timer going? Is that
Shit.
supposed to be me?
I did.
No,
I did. I'm good.
All right. The first one's supposed to be 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So those are your arguments. And Mac, up to you.
It looked like he froze for a
No, I didn't froze. I'm collecting my thoughts.
Okay.
This might take a minute.
Justice League for the SNL. Okay, thank people. Thank. Back in the day, before Injustice. I know, Ryan. Before Injustice, this was the fighting game that we got the CDC. Now, think of you as a child. If you were one of those people, not just me, because I'm one of those people, that really hated Superman. That you really thought Superman was a nobody that just had superpowers. Well, and you were one of these people that was a Batman fan like me, and you wanted to kick Superman's butt, and you just wanted to tell your friends, "Hey, Batman will kick Superman's butt, and I'll prove it. In this game, you get to prove it. You get to play as Batman, and it looks cool, and he looks cool, and you get to kick his butt, and it looks awesome." And the fact that it doesn't, and I like the fact that this Superman is not like the whole like looking like, oh yes, America's superhero. He don't look. It looks rugged. He looks like Superman, and that Superman didn't look like he went through something. This Superman looked like he went through some crap. All these members of the Justice League look like they've been through something. I think the reason why this is the best game is because the character design. The character design looks awesome. It looks like it came right at the page from not from a decent, like one of the older issues. Like I haven't read Infinity Crisis, but I feel like it came right out the pages of Infinity Crisis. And I like this because it gives you the feel of taking the comic book and putting it on there. Blizzard did a good job of masking this and making it look really well. And this is a good fighting game. It's a decent fighting game. It's a fighting game, and it ain't a side scroller unlike all these other people. This is a fighting game, and I think Blizzard did a good job with this fighting game. And I think it's a shame that Blizzard is known for these MMORPGs, and this fighting game was like the first one. And it's a shame that this is like one of the like hidden gems that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about this game, and it's true, but this is a great game. And I think this is a game that not only looks well, but I feel like it holds up even today. And it's a fun game to play. If you haven't played it, go try it. So yeah, that's my answer.
With 5 seconds to spare. Good job. All right. So those were some pretty good points. So let's open it up for phase 3.
Yep. Grudge. So you guys got 5 minutes to duke it out. Good clean match. No foul language, Mac. No assault with the words. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Angie. Okay. All right, Angie, you know I love you, dear. You're like the sister, like the younger sister I have never had. But the problem with your game is, one, I can sum it up in just a sound effect. Dong, 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 dong. Every time you play the game, you're going to hear that dong. You know, you got to get something new. That is like the bane of everybody's existence in PC gaming. I even hated that when I played games on DOS. That's one issue with it, and I think that was a problem with it. And the reason why I talk about that is you got to load up a different game every time. And there was some issues with the loading the game. I don't like. I love MMORPGs and I love what it did. It's something interesting, but yeah, that's a problem. Big issue.
Yeah, but I think one of the issues with your game, though, is it's technically been remade into Injustice. Like, every little kid can just go to their even Xbox 360 and decide if Superman can beat Batman that way. You know, you don't need to go and play the Blizzard version from yesteryear.
I agree, and I can see that problem, and I can see your psychological problem issue with that. But here's my thing. I think if you were to able to, it didn't take. I think that Injustice, while it's a good game and it's a good fluent game, is a pretty much a taste on it. You probably it just literally took the concept. The only reason Injustice really got made was because they did Marvel, DC versus Mortal Kombat. They did that, and that's the only reason really it got made. That's the only reason Injustice got made. They probably wouldn't even think about Injustice until that got made. Before that game came out, this is what we had, and it was good at the time. And I do like Injustice, but this game actually holds up. Unlike, it is what it is. Yeah, there is new technology, but this game holds up. I really don't think Diablo 3 doesn't hold up that well. I think there are other games. I think it just gets overshadowed by other games like Overwatch and World of Warcraft and all these other games. I think it gets overshadowed by those other games. And I think Diablo, the problem with it, and I read about it, they said the problem was it was a single player issue. It's really meant for multiplayer and online player only. What if you don't have friends that you want to play with? What if you don't have friends that are around you? You can't enjoy that multiplayer without friends, and the story mode is not as interesting as it is. Unlike that, my game, on the other hand, has a great story. You can play all different characters, and you can play their story. It's something interesting. I think that's something I like.
Okay.
Angie?
We still got almost 2 minutes.
Yeah, so guys, keep coming at each other.
Okay. Well, I would like to think that in Diablo, you still have a good story regardless of multiplayer or single player. I know you don't get to go through each different class's backstory and everything, but you don't really have to when you're just picking out a class. There's still the main story there. You just gotta make sure not to skip it.
Right.
It can still be enjoyable as single player.
Like I said, from what I've been hearing, like I said, I have not played the game, but this is something I've been hearing from the people that they're saying the single player is not that good. Where my game, different characters, different that's the thing that this is one thing I can say that it does something that Injustice doesn't do is each character you get to play, you get a different story. Where Injustice is the same story throughout. So that's one thing I feel like Blizzard did that was good in Task Force than they did in Injustice.
You make this difficult, Mac.
I'm sorry. Look, I had no time.
But even if you also going back to the Diablo being shadowed over, you have to remember too that Diablo is still a different game from World of Warcraft or Overwatch. Overwatch and Diablo couldn't be any more different than they are right now. And Diablo and World of Warcraft, they're kind of similar in the fact you have to go and do quests and it's mythical, magical fantasy. But like I mentioned before, with Diablo, you can play for free. You can play with your friends. Where with WoW, if you want to play past a certain point, if you want to play with your friends, you have to pay so much.
Is that your 5-minute timer?
Right.
Oh, mine went off. Sorry.
Okay.
Mine had about 10 seconds left, but yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Sorry.
Dang, I was about to get something. I was about to say something.
It's too late, Mac. It's over.
All right. So, what are the facts there?
So the facts, Mac kind of went at Diablo 3 for the people not enjoying it, and I just found that to be odd because it's scored very well on Metacritic, which is fans and critics. On PC, it's got an 88 out of 100. PS4, it has a 90 out of 100. So I think people really do enjoy this game. And personally, Mac, I'm a big Justice League fan. I have never heard of this game.
Oh my God! You gotta play it, man. You gotta play it.
I've never heard of it. But I get what you're saying because I see the cover art looks like it's straight out of a comic. But I just think there were probably bigger fighting games that were out during that time, Mac. So those are some facts. Obviously, there were a ton of little characters you could play as in that game. Aquaman, Batman, Flash, Green Arrow, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, who do you think won this round?
So, Mac said a lot more than Angie did, but I still think she had more valid points. I think she compelled a better reason for me because it's like both these games I haven't played yet. So in my mind, I'm like, which game do I want to play? And I would rather try to play Diablo 3 than try to go back to a game from 1995. And it's like, if I'm going to play an old fighting game, I'll just play Mortal Kombat 2. Like, I'm not gonna play this.
True.
So Angie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will say this. I was a little divided because I have heard of Diablo 3. I've never played it myself, but I have heard of it. Like the fact that you pointed out, it actually is a really popular game. Justice League would be more of my kind of game, but then again, I did like some of the points you pointed out, Mac. You used a lot of good ones, like the good storytelling, the character design. I did like that. You guys made this a little difficult for me because I haven't played either of these games either, but as going back to the question in what is the best Blizzard game, I think it was exactly. I would say Diablo 3 is the more popular one, the more wide-known one. So I'm gonna have to go with Angie on this one.
Yeah, and I think Angie picked one of the two games three games. Like, because when I think of Blizzard, I think of Overwatch, I think of WoW, obviously, and then Diablo definitely comes to mind.
Well, I mean, I feel like I just had to try to pick an obscure game, and I felt like if I did that, I could win. But hey, Andrew,
it's okay. It's okay.
You still got three more rounds.
No. I said this is a good round. No, she picked a better game. I was like, when I picked this, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna win this, but I just.
No, my backup was World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I would have probably found a way to get. I would have asked Kim and said.
Now, if one of you guys would have said Overwatch, you would have piqued my interest for sure. Because that's
that would have made it even more difficult considering how popular both of those games were.
My only argument with Overwatch was just that there are other games kind of similar to Overwatch that you could go out and play too. That was the only thing that kept me from picking that one.
My dream is they actually release a single player of Overwatch because they have such a rich story, like built in. Just give me that playable story. I want that so bad.
Yeah. Honestly, I think even if Mac had picked Overwatch, I probably would have still gone with Diablo 3 just because of the points where it's single and multiplayer, where Overwatch is just multiplayer. Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot more to do in Diablo 3.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Overwatch is fun. I play it. But as far as an overall game, Diablo 3, I think, has a lot more.
All right. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. She won.
All right. So round 2. What is our question? Okay. All right. I like this one. Which existing video game character would make a great Overwatch character?
All right. I guess I get to go first.
Yep,
Mac.
I'm going with the one. Kim Hanley, if you're watching this, this is for you, Kim. This is for you. My partner from the Tech Podcast. One. Vector Man.
Okay.
Y'all know who Vector Man is.
I'm pulling him up right now.
I know who Vector Man is.
Sounds familiar, but Angie, what is your answer?
My answer is Solid Snake.
Ooh. Before you guys get started, I gotta say, I typed in Solid Snake.
Oh, no, you did not.
When you type in Solid Snake, do you know what it wants to autofill after Snake? Dummy Thick.
Oh.
Hey, Max.
Y'all got too much time on the internet.
All right, Max. So you have 3 minutes for your argument starting now.
All right. Vector Man would fit in Overwatch very, very well. Vector Man would fit in Overwatch really, really well. He would do. He's a robot He's a toxic robot from the future, from the distance future. I don't know if I'm wrong, Ryan. I'm fact checking me in this. I think it's 2043. I think it's around that 2043, and he's a toxic robot that actually he's the Captain Planet of robots. This robot can act as not only that he looks like he actually has he's a robot that has physical balls around him, and it's awesome. And also he has a hand cannon on him. He can shoot hand cannons. Now I know what you're thinking, people. Why the heck did I not choose the obvious answer with Mega Man? Well, here's the reason why I picked Vector Man instead of Mega Man. He would fit the world around Overwatch. I think if you were to put Vector Man in this, you would literally have a person that can know, if you wanted him to play the villain, he could play the villain. He could play a sort of like a mini villain or something, because he has that face. He looks evil. If you want him to play a good guy, he can play the good guy. It's something that you could actually look and instill. And I think, and he has hands. He could grab weapons. He can pick up stuff. You actually can probably do an unlockable character. You can probably unlock some stuff around him, which could let him use his I don't know if they're his little pulse blasters. I mean, yeah, it might sound like it's like cheating, or or better yet, how can I say it? This is probably cheating, but if you purchase it, it'd be something interesting, And you don't have to make them as powerful. You can just literally just like, this is his pulse hour, this is how much and you can probably set it up to where it could get where he's overheated and he can't use it or something. And you can he got to go back to the gun. It's something interesting. I think Vector Man also can transform into different vehicles. That's awesome. You can if you want to get into 2-player and you're like, oh, he said, I got Vector Man. I'm on him. You can also have a mode where it's like a scorpion. You can actually get on top of him and use him as a scorpion. Like you can shoot him and he can hit people, and he can hit people with a scorpion tail. There are so many. I want to say Vector Man is the Lego of characters to Overwatch. He could be the Lego. Anything that you want to do with Vector Man, you can do it. And I think this is something interesting to introduce. And I think people will praise it, because I know there's a lot of people and a lot of kids out there that don't know who Vector Man is, and it's a shame, because Vector Man is a fun game. It's an exciting, fun game. And I think this character deserves to not be in the Sega basement. He should be up there. He should be in it. It's a fun character. I love playing Vector Man. So yeah.
Good pitch, Mac. That's your time, sir. That's your time. All right. Angie.
All right, well, I think Solid Snake just makes sense. He can have a stealth mode. He's a badass spec ops. He was military. And I would think that it'd be kind of cool to see another kind of camouflage character in Overwatch. And not to mention, one of his specials could be that he summons Metal Gear Rex onto the battlefield. And he has helpers, and I just think that Solid Snake's just a badass.
All right. Cool. All right. So time for phase 3. Let's destroy each other's arguments.
Go get it.
All right. Solid Snake. Wow, great pick. Good pick. He can be stealthy. Yeah, it still wouldn't fit. It wouldn't be interesting as much as Vector Man. Vector Man is a robot. I feel like if you this is a world where you have gorillas and all that, and it's something. I think this is a world where you have gorillas, and you're just gonna let this human being with a patch come out. I mean, it's like just put. Well,
what about Tracer? What about Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting their names already.
Well, they're good characters. Yeah, but Solid Snake. When you think Solid Snake, you think stealth, and that's all you're gonna see. I mean, it wouldn't. If I was gonna pick a character, I would pick the boss, because the boss would be awesome. You were to put another female lead in there, I think that would be something interesting. I think this is really a male-dominated thing.
Is your robot a male or is your robot just a robot? There should be no gender.
I think my robot is not my robots don't have gender, so we don't know about that. I don't see nothing on him. We don't see. Hey, I mean, if we pull up that daggone picture right now, we don't see nothing. So there.
That shouldn't matter though. Like
it really doesn't.
It shouldn't really matter whether or not a hero should be in or not. I think that Solid Snake's, he's military. That should mean something. Like Soldier 76, he's military. He's a human.
Yeah, but I feel like if you were to put him in this world, I feel like it's just like he's already in Smash. It's like you're adding another character. You're like, it's like the obvious character that you're gonna put in here. Like, oh my God, we're gonna put Solid Snake in Overwatch. I was like, well, obviously it's gonna be him. But
he fit perfectly. He's stealthy. You could use stealth in like Overwatch. It's not just like a run around battle royale.
Well, I mean, just putting him in there just feels like, like this is the obvious choice that's going to be put in here. But I mean, he's in Smash. And I really don't think Konami is going to let
Vector Man's in Vector Man.
Vector Man is a dead property. Nobody's messing with. You put Vector Man in, I promise you put Vector Man in this game, and it will open everybody's eyes because Vector Man is an awesome character that can do it all. And I feel like could be that character. He would fit very well into this universe, and you could get Blizzard. I mean, heck, Blizzard could probably buy Vector Man, and probably this could lead to Vector Man getting another Vector Man 3, and this could do something with Metal Gear Solid. I mean, here's the thing: the problem with yours is how many times are we going to get the whole caboodle? We're going to get Otacon and all these other characters with them. Is he going to be in the comlink?
I would think that you would get Otacon with Solid Snake. Like Otacon could be like another little helper guide in Overwatch, just like you could possibly summon Metal Gear Rex. Like Diva can summon.
But why robot. Metal Gear Rex though?
Because Metal Gear Rex is one of the more popular Metal Gears.
Well, I mean, why not Metal Gear Ray? Heck, I mean, you could go further. I mean, I feel like this is really a character that's like gonna break the game, and I feel like that's the problem I have with it.
I just feel like Vector Man's, he's just another robot. Like
he's not just another robot. That's why I didn't pick Mega Man. That's why I picked Vector Man. He's not just another robot. He's a toxic cleaning robot that goes around space and cleans it up. It's awesome. He is an awesome character. And this character has been not only in space, not only been on Earth and saved it from the devious warhead. He has literally went to another planet to destroy some bug creatures. I mean, this guy has done so much, which is awesome. Well, Metal Gear Solid, where
I was gonna say Solid Snake has done his big fair share of stuff too that made him badass.
But which Solid Snake are we getting though? Are we getting, because we're talking about in the future
the OG Solid Snake, the Shadow Moses Solid Snake.
Shadow Moses Solid Snake. Okay, so we're getting Shadow Moses. So that means you do know in Shadow Moses Solid Snake, you do know you're not going to get the octo camouflage.
No, but he could do a camouflage with like boxes. He could blend in with something in there. Like there's crates.
No, we got a box of boxes. That would be stupid. Why are you gonna come in here?
Why would that be stupid?
That would be
stupid. More stupid than Vector Man.
Vector Man is not stupid.
All right, good fight, guys. Hot damn. Yeah.
I almost said something.
Solid Snake is just like.
I almost said something. And just like the Vector not stupid. You're stupid.
Damn. No.
Sorry, they got me wings and I accidentally bit Caden's extremely hot ones.
Oops.
Ooh.
I'm kind of dying over here.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was supposed to have Hawaiian. Okay. Sorry, dying. So what are the facts there?
Vector Man has the simple responsibility of cleaning up the Earth while humanity looks for a new planet to colonize. So the people who made Wall-E, the heck, you stole the plot of your movie from this game.
That's exactly.
Obviously, Solid Snake, his real name is David. He's also been known as Old Snake or whatever. He's an awesome character. There's not really a whole lot I have to tell you. If you've never played any of the games, Metal Gear games, go play them or go watch them. They're really compelling stories. So that's it on the facts. We forgot to give them a closing last time.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be my facts. Angie, you'll get the first closing.
Max should go first because he went first for the.
Yeah, Mac, you're going to go first. The question, describe the type of gameplay that your character would embody. Would Vector Man be somebody who would move in quick and make attacks? Would he be support? That kind of thing. Same for Snake. Mac, you're going to go first, and you have a minute when you begin speaking. How does Vector Man, incorporate himself into the gameplay of Overwatch?
I feel like Vector Man goes in and support because he goes in and help. Because in the game, yes, you can say that he actually is alone in this fight, but I feel like he's there to support because this is probably way into the future in Overwatch. So I feel like he'd be one of those older robots, and I feel like he'll come in and like, hey, I'm here. What's up? And you gotta give him a nice, cool robot. I'm here. What's up? And he'll be in there. And also something interesting about Vector Man that I forgot. He dances really, really good. He's awesome. He probably can come in there. He'll probably come in there, drive it, come in there in his little scorpion bill, right on his bill, and having a boom box and like, is he ready to go? Let's do this. Like, he come in there with the boombox and awesome. He would literally make the gameplay fun. I feel like this is something that just really you need, and I think this is something that can kick the crap out of Fortnite because Fortnite sucks balls. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay, Mac, that was you didn't need to include Fortnite.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hate.
Oh, my Fortnite wasn't even a part of any of this questioning.
Yeah, Mac.
Where was Matt?
You almost sunk yourself there, man. Know who your
judge is, Mac.
Seriously. Angie, you have a minute when you begin speaking.
Let's not forget my main game is Fortnite.
Those are really good.
All right. Well, I just feel like Solid Snake is just a great choice. Like, he can go in and out. He can be going unseen. He's military, so you know that he's going to be good on like with hand-to-hand combat, and he'll have Otacon in his ear to kind of help him like scout out the enemies. And I just think that he would just fit right into the Overwatch series.
Okay. Cool.
Can I ask one question for Angie? Because Mac kind of already let us know what kind of class Vector Man would be. If you had to classify Solid Snake, what would you say he would be? Would he be a tank, a healer, a support? What do you think?
I believe that he'd probably be support. He just kind of seems to fit that support role. He's not really a tank, and he's not really the healing type. So I think that he'd be the support.
Okay. All right. So who do you think won this? What are your thoughts?
I'm leaning towards Mac. Snake has enough like big franchises on his own. Like it would be Overwatch featuring Solid Snake. Whereas Vector Man, he only has the 2 games, which you can buy the first one on Steam for $1.
Yes.
So if you want to go back and play an old game, it's only $1.
It's fun.
And when I looked at Vector Man, when I looked him up, I saw a character and I'm like, okay, they could actually take him, update his appearance. He could actually be a new playable character. Now, granted, I wouldn't have had him in support role. I would have had him in an offensive role because he just has that robotic look of moving quickly and forward. So for me, it's going to Mac because Vector Man would just become a part of the greaterness that is Overwatch, whereas Snake would be Overwatch featuring Solid Snake.
Okay. Good feedback there. I don't disagree with you. I've definitely been leaning towards Mac. I like how he pointed out a lot of the features that his character would have. Like he could transform into like a scorpion. I think that would be a really cool feature. I think that would fit really well into the whole Overwatch theme. You know, can have a hand cannon. You know, I really liked your points, so I'm gonna have to give this to Mac.
Yay!
Now, granted, Solid Snake would be cool, but
Yeah, he would.
just not. Like, I picture Solid Snake, and I'm thinking, well, there's other characters that pretty much do what I would think of Solid Snake doing.
Now, if he was Bionic Commando, I would have been like, oh crap, I lost.
Well, again, like I'm going back to never hearing of either one of these characters, and just from hearing the names, Vector Man sounds like more of an Overwatch character to me.
Ooh.
Like, and as I was reading, I'm like, they could do a whole backstory of like Vector Man was one of the first robots, and he's coming back to like.
It fits, doesn't it?
The story tells itself.
I was sitting there thinking because everybody, I know Andrew was sitting there thinking, you're gonna pick Mega Man. I was sitting there like, yeah, Mega Man would fit like a glove in here. Vector Man fits like a glove. I was sitting there, the more I thought of it, I was like, Vector Man fits.
Good pull, Mac. Good pull, Mac.
Yeah, and I do want to say this: robots can have genders because of Evie or Eva. Thank you.
Anyway, I like Vector Man, but the boombox, I feel like that, like really.
Plus, they have the dancing in Overwatch too. The fact that Mac pulled that, I mean, it's like shit. Good on Mac.
Yeah, I knew. Once I got that boombox, I was like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Andy knew I won when she was like the boombox. I was like, oh dang it.
And like, just since we're on the topic, Vector Man, he's green, and I was thinking, I'm like, there's not really a whole lot of green in Overwatch, so it'd be nice to get a different character color. Because they all seem to blend. I mean, obviously the different skins, but I'm like, none of the characters are base green.
Yeah, because most of them are really like either bright, like Diva, her main skin is pink.
Yeah.
Or they're dark, like Reaper, where he's mostly black.
Yeah.
So.
Mac, pull up question 3 for us, bud.
All right.
All right. Who has the best storyline in a Blizzard game? Who went last? Angie. Mac, it's up to you.
No, it's Andrew get to go next.
Angie.
Oh, I thought you went first last round.
No, I went first last time.
Oh, right. We started with Angie, then Mac. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Angie.
I chose Sarah Kerrigan.
Okay.
Fudge. Okay. I chose Tracer. That's not my answer, right? That is my answer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was your answer.
Okay, cool. Tracer.
Okay. Angie, your argument, please.
Well, Sarah Kerrigan, she started off her childhood as this kind of like experiment. She had these powers that the military wanted to use as a weapon, and they were trying to develop these powers. And as she grew, they started to grow. And as she got older, she also became into the military. And after some time, she got infected by the enemy. We're just going to say aliens. The aliens. And after some time, after her powers grew with her new change, she became the Queen of Blades, which was the ruler of the aliens that had infected her. And she's just this awesome person who's trying to get rid of the like corruption of the military, any corruption that is in the different worlds. And I think just with her backstory and her, you know, continuing hopefully future stories, I just think that she has one of the greatest up and coming stories in Blizzard.
Okay. Mac?
Okay. Just getting me a last minute look at my notes. All right. Tracer is an interesting character. I think Tracer, when I look at Overwatch, that's who I see. Literally, I think she's literally on the cover of Overwatch. She's the poster child of Overwatch. But her story is more interesting. I mean, she's preppy. She's energetic. She's fun. She's also hot. Very hot. And, she her storyline is very interesting because she was once part of the British Royal Navy Air Force. She became the youngest person ever to be inducted into Overwatch experimental flight program. She was chosen to test a short spring, a prototype teleporting fighter, and during the test flight, her strip string, transported into Nexus, and Tracer was pronounced dead. She has like an interesting backstory, sort of like I want to say a Captain Marvel sort of feel. I think she's interesting. Teleportation is something interesting about her. I feel like there's something interesting, sort of like a more interesting version of Nightcrawler. Tracer.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have 5 minutes.
Let's go.
Tracer may be the poster child of Overwatch, but so is Sarah Kerrigan for StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Kerrigan is a boss babe. She was like up and coming. She got control of the Zergs and the Zerglings. She helped, with the Second Great War in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, but Tracer hangs around with Winston, the gorilla.
Hangs around though. Like Kerrigan is like the boss of the Zergs. And she started off like as an experiment.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Growing up, and now she's like this ruler. How many people can like start off with a really bad childhood and then grow up to be like, I'm the queen of the Zergs?
I feel like I've seen this story before in Melina in Mortal Kombat, where she was an experimental person that turned out to be a good fighter and then turned out to be on the side of good in Mortal Kombat. Only difference is I'm not going to bring it back up because I already been 20 seconds. I already got 20 seconds. I'm already getting my point taken away affected because, the bag over her head, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, I feel like this story has been done before with her.
Well, wouldn't you say that Tracer's story has also been done before too?
Yeah, true. I agree, but there's nothing special about her story. There's nothing special about either of our stories. Let's put it like that. But
I wouldn't say so. I'd say that there's quite a lot special with Kerrigan's story.
My character is hanging out with a gorilla.
He was a child soldier experiment because he had special powers that the military wanted to use. What was so special with Tracer in the beginning? She wasn't taken away from her family because of her powers.
Okay. I'm not losing this fight like this. Okay. Look, when I was a kid, I always wanted to daggone have a gorilla as my partner, and this gorilla is intelligent. Winston is awesome, and I always wanted to hang out with a gorilla. Tracer hangs out with a freaking gorilla.
So does Sombra, Reaper, Diva.
Yeah, but Winston is always by her side.
Winston is by everybody's sides. Winston is by everybody. The Overwatch altogether is one single team. Kerrigan is on her own.
Yeah,
she is her own boss, her own woman. She has no friends. But
the teleportation is something interesting that Tracer can do that nobody else probably can do.
I bet you Kerrigan probably could. Her powers are yet a growing. You never know what Kerrigan could do. And Kerrigan
I just feel like this is an overpowered character.
Well, couldn't you say that, Tracer's kind of an overpowered? She could teleport wherever she wants to go. She's a little speedy. Kind of reminds me of the Flash. Kerrigan, Kerrigan's grown up to be a ruler.
I wouldn't say she's the Flash because the Flash could actually go fast, and Flash could go faster. She just literally could teleport. So I feel like she's more.
Well, then maybe Tracer's like Wraith from Apex.
Interesting.
I mean, just
interesting. How much time we got?
30 seconds.
Okay, end it.
Okay, cool. Facts. If maybe you have never played the games, but you've seen Sarah Kerrigan, that is because Dwight Schrute dressed up as her for a Halloween episode of The Office, which you can check our binge watch that where me and Mac and Angie are going to talk about The Office in our first episode. That'll be coming soon.
Yay!
but also she's a badass character from another game I've never really played before. She looks cool. And then Tracer, obviously, she is the quick, assaulty type of character. And she does have, and Mac was correct. She has a gorilla companion. God, I don't have a really good question for the follow-up, so I'm not sure what you guys should rebut with.
I have a question then.
Awesome.
What is the one thing that you think makes your character better than any other character out there? One thing, Mac.
So this will be quick. This isn't going to be the full minute.
No.
Compose, think about your one thing, and then say it. So, Angie, what's the one thing? What's the thing about Sarah that makes her better than every other Blizzard character?
She can be relatable with like personal problems. You know, like you could take her thing and like somehow mold it into one of your own like personal life struggles.
Okay. All right. Mac.
She hangs out with a gorilla.
Oh my. Okay. So, my point of view is, Mac, if you like the gorilla so much, why didn't you pick Winston? Because Winston has a good backstory too.
Look, I was thinking. I had like 30 seconds to pick these characters.
So here's the unfortunate thing, Mac. I got to give it to Angie for the simple reason Tracer's backstory is all from, like, you got to read it or watch it. It's not within the game itself. Whereas Kerrigan's backstory, as I was doing my research on this character, it's all within games you can play. And it's just, there's, you know, Tracer has like a little Gatorade bottle of history. Sarah has a gallon jug of history. That's why I'm leaning towards Angie.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards Angie too, honestly. When she was describing Sarah's backstory, it seemed pretty complex. It seemed, you know, very in depth.
Go ahead. Go.
Really like monkeys. Monkeys are evil. Have we not seen Planet of the Apes? Okay, there's a reason we don't mess with monkeys.
He's not. Look. Can I have a clarification? He's not a monkey. He is a gorilla.
Gorilla, monkey, they all turned against us. I'm gonna have to go with Angie just for the fact that Sarah Kerrigan seems like she has a really in-depth and tragic backstory, and like you pointed out, it can be like turned into something relatable for a lot of different people.
I want to go down on the record, put it in the record that I actually like to want to hang out with an intelligent gorilla. So that on
it's
the
been well established.
What is our fourth and final question?
No, I'm doing a show. I'm doing a show, kid. Doing a show. I'm doing a show. Yes.
Too cute.
Why are you doing a show?
I'm doing a show, buddy. Go on, fine.
We'll see you later.
I'll see you later, boy. I'll see you later. Nephew, sorry.
You're good, man. You're good. Kids are cute.
Here we go. There we go.
Okay. Take a dead, dormant game franchise and put it into a Blizzard game property.
Oh, it's not prop anymore?
No, I said prop. Property. That's what I meant.
Property?
So, for my so it has to be a game that, how long does it have to be dead?
There's no time limit. It
just hasn't had a release in a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a like remastered or something like that.
Something like that,
yeah. Mac, you'll go first. Declare, sir.
I picked the one, and I picked the one, the only Tecmo Bowl.
What is it?
Tecmo Bowl.
Techno Bowl?
Tecmo Bowl.
Bowl. It was like the first. It was one of the first football games. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Angie?
I chose Alex the Kid. The Kid.
Horseshit.
Who said horseshit?
My husband. He's playing a game.
That was perfect.
I was wondering if he was horse shitting you or.
Yeah. I was wondering about
Repeat it for me.
Please tell me we're not editing that out.
No, we're not. No.
There is.
I am not editing that out.
Not be in here.
G, would you mind just repeating your answer for me?
Alex the Kid.
Okay.
All right, Mac, to you with your argument. You got 3 minutes.
Now we're adding this into a Blizzard property, right?
No, it's Blizzard's bringing it back. So.
Oh, Blizzard's bringing it back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The reason why I would like to see Tecmo Bowl brought back is because Tecmo Bowl, if you don't know, it was a football game. Now I know we got Madden, and I know we got different games out there, and we got so many different styles of games, right there. But I feel like Blizzard can really bring this back and bring it home and hit it hard. I think Blizzard know how to make impressive graphics and everything. I think if you were to do this and put it into, I think if you were to put this on a put this on like Steam, Apple, and all this other make it to everything and put it out there for like $4. I think this could be an impressive game, and I think people will play it. And I think if you put it on your phone, if you just you don't want to play Madden, because like I said, with Madden, it's you want to go home, and it's like you want to go home and play Madden. But I feel like with Tecmo Bowl, it was something interesting. You can literally put it on your phone, and you can literally, if you have your phone, you can literally play different players. I think the do it the same way, top down, look at everything. Go through the old years, not remaster it. Do certain modes where it could be old school or new school, or you could choose the different years. You could do old school and new school, so you can go Tecmo Bowl old school, where you can just play as literally with the teams, like you can play with the San Francisco 49ers, where Joe Montana was playing. You play with Jerry Rice and the rest of the guys, or you can play with the Cleveland Browns or the Indianapolis Colts, Baltimore Colts. You can play with different teams in that area. You can go to the new school where you can play with new teams, but they're not updated with the roster. It's just a different roster setting. I think if you were to do this, if you were to set it up like this, and you were to do this, this could be a very, very good game. And I think it could be just update the graphics. And like I said, I know we got Madden, and I think Madden is the key, is something that I really like, but I understand it. But with Madden, it's just the same bland thing. With Tecmo Bowl, it's something that you can play, and you can play with different people. You can't play. Here's my thing: Madden is good, but it's not fun on your phone. Tecmo Bowl, if you put it on your phone or like an app or something like that, it can be really, really fun on your phone. And I think this is something that needs to come back, and I think Blizzard will not only bring it back, they'll bring it back in style. And Blizzard doesn't do any sports games. I think this is the sports game they can do, and they can bring it back well.
Okay.
Good job, Mac. That was right at 3. Good job.
Angie, up to you.
All right. Well, a really nice thing about Alex the Kid is that he has like his multiple games in his series. He has like different things that continue on the story. So I think that would kind of help Alex the Kid sell well with Blizzard. Like Blizzard could recreate this in some sort of like a fantasy side scroller. And the cool thing with Alex the Kid is that the fighting was a little different. Instead of like battling with swords or anything like that, you battled it out by rock, paper, scissors. So I think that'd be kind of a fun little multiplayer thing. You go on, you do this like awesome, fantastic, like World of Warcraft adventure, but then like to battle each other, you have to do like a little game of rock, paper, scissors. It kind of like brings back a little nostalgia. It brings a new sense to the fantasy genre, and I think that's why it would work.
Go.
All right. So phase 3. Let's destroy each other's arguments. Grudge.
I don't think that a sports game would do good with Blizzard Entertainment. I think that like a football game should better stay with like Madden or something else. I don't think it really fits with Blizzard's like.
Well, here's the thing. Blizzard, like I said, the graphics are good. Blizzard makes good graphical games. They make beautiful creations. And I think Blizzard, this is something that is simple. Unlike Madden, where you literally got to put all your ounce and everything into it to make it a good game, I feel like with Blizzard, they can make a beautiful recreation of Tecmo Bowl. And not only that, if you put it in the setting, that original setting from not only Tecmo Bowl, but Super Tecmo Bowl was a top-down setting where it was like, where it's not you literally throwing the ball or the back offense is back to you. I think they can literally do this. It's something simple that they can make, and I think this can not only do well. Like I said, I feel like yours is going to be a little bit more expensive because I feel like yours is more so like a console game because yours feel like they're going to literally like we're going to do Alex a Kid.
I mean,
like
you can do side scrollers on the phone for really cheap. You know,
I don't
you
think
get like
they're
a
going to
99-cent phone game that's a side scroller, and I feel like my game would fit more into Blizzard's like thought process with games. They're more of like a fantasy. Like you can't go do this in the real world. Where I feel like, you know.
Well,
like
here's my problem with my problem. Here's the reason why Alex a Kid didn't work. I feel like they felt like it was more so like a
didn't work.
Huh?
Didn't work. It had 6 or 7 games to its whole thing. Well, Tecmo Bowl had what, 1?
No. Yes, Tecmo Bowl went into the 90s.
Mag only had 1.
No, it had more than 1. Super Tecmo Bowl.
Well, Alex the Kid's games, you know, each game was a continuation from the last story. You know, and it had a story arc. It had like something more interesting, like something that I would want to sit and play on my phone while I'm waiting for something, or even play on my console.
Well, why don't I just play Mario on a Game Boy?
Well, I mean, you could play Mario, but if you want like something more fantasy, and if you want something a little bit more quirky, like battling it out by rock, paper, scissors, instead of going and playing football with the boys again.
I feel like your game is really like, I feel like I could just literally go play, darn it, it's escaping me, the head, it's in my head.
Well, I feel like with your game, I could go and play Madden if I wanted, or go play Blitz the League.
Yeah, but you can't.
Or just go outside and play with my friends. Just go
Blitz is not Blitz is not do well on the do not do well as a handheld device.
It doesn't necessarily need to be a handheld device. You could just have it on a console, like Diablo 3. It on PC and console, you know.
But
and
it has it on. I feel like if you put yours on a console, it's gonna have to. With your game, I feel like yours is gonna have to be paid. They're gonna think this is. They're gonna say this is Alex the Kid. It's already a big hit. We're gonna put all our money into this, and they're probably gonna try to.
I wouldn't think they'd need to, especially with the graphics. You could just like do like a simple 2D side scroller thing, and it would still be a really fun game in today's times.
I feel like,
I don't think graphics really have anything to do with like how awesome this game would be if Blizzard brought it back in its style.
I feel like I feel like I just go ahead and play what's that game? It's NES. I feel like I could go play I feel like I could go play with your game. There's already a game out that's just like it, which is Undertale. I feel like Undertale is sort of like the same way. You're doing these cookie things.
Well,
I feel like Toby Fox did a better job with it.
Uplifting, like happiness. Like Undertale, like it does have a great story, and yes, it's kind of similar, but I feel
it's how you play it.
The dark side of it.
Yeah, but it's not too dark. It's how you play it. And I feel like that's the thing that gives it more difference. And I feel like with yours, it's going to be, really, in all honesty, Toby Fox did it better with Undertale. And I feel like with your game, it's just going to be like, well, why I'm going to play this? I'll just go ahead and play Undertale. Well, with my game, yeah, you can go say, I'll go play Madden. But you're like, yeah, but Madden, you're literally just like going to have to sit here and you're like, oh, set, hut, and you're going to have to back up. Your back is to the O-line.
What's the difference with Tecmo Bowl?
Tecmo Bowl is all set in the angle. You're seeing it from the sky. With Madden, you're literally behind center the whole time. You're literally seeing it from.
Well, wouldn't you want to see it like that though? Wouldn't you want to like follow the players like as
if you're playing it, if you're playing on if you're playing it like on a system or something. If you're playing it on your phone, it wouldn't be fun because you're literally just got they don't have an.
That shut up, Matt. So yeah.
Some facts.
Alex the Kid was a game before my time, but I think he was what Sega was hoping for to be the mascot, and he just didn't really jump out. Like, he had some mild success, but Sega obviously made the jump from Alex to Sonic to try to find that mascot. The original Alex the Kid in Miracle World got a lot of really good scores. It's a game that people really enjoy. And it's a lot of fun. Mac, you're kind of at a disadvantage because Tecmo Bowl is playable on the Nintendo Switch right now, like the original game.
Yeah.
So you're pushing them to. It's a game that I could play right now. So why wouldn't I just want to play the original? So I guess my question for both of you is, why would I want to play your version versus going back and playing the original, which I think is both are playable still? So why would I want to play your guys' updated version?
Oh, I gotta go first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I feel like in your game, I feel like in my updated version, you actually can hear certain you can change a little bit. You actually can hear some of the announcers talking. You actually, I mean, it don't cost that much probably to get some announcers talking. It's like, here comes Joe Montana. He's throwing a pass and it's going down and it's a touchdown. 49ers, and then you got the music. You can actually get some music possibly because Tecmo. Actually, like I said, you can go get Super Tecmo Bowl and get that music in there and get and just throw the ball and actually have the background features and everything of them catching the pass or them getting an interception. You can change the gameplay to where you can fit it and sandwich it with Super Tecmo Bowl in a regular.
So you're saying you're taking Tecmo Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl.
Boom.
Okay.
And enhancing the graphics a little bit.
All right, Angie.
Well, I feel that with Alex the Kid, it is kind of like a more classic thing. Like, not a lot of people know about it today, and I think that I would say go and play the classic one because it's a really great game to play. And like I said, it's a side scroller thing, and instead of battling with swords or techie stuff, you just rock paper scissors, and then that's it. And then I think it would be a great like current series. Because like I said before, they have like multiple games for the story and the story continues. So I think that would just be something kind of fun and a little different than our current games that we have today.
Okay.
Cool.
What are your thoughts?
Mac, you kind of made it difficult for me to support you when you said the phone, because I'm like, no, I don't want a phone game.
No. I said all three platforms. You can get it on your phone and if you wanted to. And you can
okay.
Really push for the phone.
You were pushing the phone. You were so, and I think the challenge that you kind of were skirting around was with the Tecmo Bowl. They had cities. They couldn't really do the teams. They could get players individually, which is why it's legendary for Bo Jackson, but. Like I don't know what the situation would be. So for me, Mac, the reason I'm leaning towards Angie, I wish you would have pushed the narrative of giving Madden competition, because right now it's just Madden. And it's just Madden, and it's boring. You didn't really go into that much though. Whereas Angie's, I got what she was saying with hers, and I kind of want to see this kid brought back in a la Sonic Mania. So Alex the Kid, master of the world, something like that. And from how she described it, I think it could work well. I could see Nintendo gobbling this up and releasing it on the Switch and it being a big hit. So Angie, I'm leaning towards you.
Yeah, but Sega, Nintendo will not do that.
No,
Okay.
no, Nintendo owns the Sega stuff at this
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the.
Nah, my bad. Yeah.
Good points. Good points. We are talking about Blizzard recreating it. Which Angie, you made some very good points. You brought up that Alex the Kid is more fantasy. I do like the whole rock, paper, scissors battle. That seems really cool. It definitely seems like a game that you could play on console or on your phone. And I feel like Blizzard does fantasy really well. Most of their games that I know of are fantasy. So with that, I'm gonna have to go with Angie. But I do want to say I like Mac's point where and like if they did recreate this game, putting it in there, being able to pick old school teams from like the 1980s and the 1990s, going back to those old school games, because I don't think that's something Matt.
I love Tecmo Bowl.
I love Tecmo Bowl too. I like where Mac was going with it. But thank you for bringing. I forgot to say that Angie brought up Blizzard's wheelhouse. Blizzard has never ventured into sports games.
Yeah, they haven't.
They've created sports in esports with their games, but they've never ventured into actual sports.
I wish I would.
And I don't really see them doing that. I see them sticking with fantasy, which is why.
But I want Blizzard to just take a chance. I'm sorry if I feel like
No, I would no, because like I said, Madden sucks. I don't
like Madden.
I don't like Madden. So.
I feel it's bland, and I play Tecmo Bowl more than I play Madden. I love playing with Joe Montana. I don't even like the 49ers, and I love playing it with Joe Montana and throwing it over the DBs and getting Jerry Rice on the post. I just like doing that every time.
All right, so yeah, I mean that's round 4.
Congrats to Angie.
Hey.
Congrats, Angie. Well deserved. Mac, good fight. You put up a brilliant effort before dying a bloody death.
I didn't know nothing about Blizzard. I'm sorry. I know.
Mac, be proud, because that Vector Man pitch was one of the best.
That was a really good argument right there.
For the history of the show, that was one of the better pitches I've seen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a really, really good pitch.
Right, because in the same match we had Max, probably one of his greatest pitches ever, and then we had Angie's epic saying her answer and then her husband in the background. Oh man.
Oh, that was the greatest thing ever. Does he even realize what he did?
Not yet. No, I haven't told him yet.
I can't wait for him to laugh about that later.
Because I was thinking to myself, wow, he really doesn't like Alex the Kid.
I know, right? That was just perfect. It was perfect timing too.
And I wasn't looking at the screen, so I'm like, did Mac just say that?
I didn't say nothing. All right, I guess we gotta do plugs. What you got to plug?
All right, well, as you guys know, I am Angie, or Angelic Sin, and you can find me hanging out with all the game fixers. And you can also find me on YouTube, mixer.com/Angelic Sin. And let's not forget that you can also find some of these awesome shirts.
Woo!
shop.spreadshirt.com/GF1-shop/.
That's a mouthful.
It'll be in the link.
It'll be in the link below. And you can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and even TikTok.
Okay.
All right. Guys, I'm Matt Poole, aka the Game Fixers. I've lost, but something, I feel good. I feel proud of myself. This is good. I had a ton of fun. This will not be airing. I'm just playing. But guys, we'll try to guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. We let me tell you about this. We almost didn't have this show filmed because a lot of things were just like going against us, whether it was weather or it was weather, sickness, stuff that happened. People had to cancel out. We had a lot of stuff happen that shouldn't. This show shouldn't have happened today.
So, Mac, what you're saying is you were not meant to fight.
No, I was not meant to fight.
So, what we need to do for the future is we need to have another Blizzard fight where Angie defends herself against the people she should have went against.
Yeah, because I knew nothing about this, but she did do well. But I don't think I'm that bad of a fighter because I'm actually pretty good if you give me a subject I know, I'm pretty doggone tough to beat. Yeah, go come follow me at GameFix. Go ahead and go follow me at Tampa Buck Fan 88. Also go follow me at GG Game Fixers. That's the Twitter for the Game Fixers. So go follow us there. Go lock it up and go join our Discord. We got plenty of things to say about everything. Cat, back to you.
All right. Well, I am They Call Me Cat, guys. You can find me pretty much at They Call Me Cat, whether on Twitch or Twitter is They_Call Me Cat because They Call Me Cat was taken.
Okay, I guess we gotta go with Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah. So you can find me talking about sci-fi and movies in general with Tom on the Duncan Zed Show. By the time this goes up, we should be like 10 episodes at least in. I'm in the thick of a Star Trek watch for the first time. I never seen the original movies.
Yes.
So Tom's a big Star Trek fan. So while Tom is traveling, I was like, well, I have time off. Let's watch the Star Trek movies. I'm debating right now on buying the 6 because they're on sale, and it works out to like $5 a movie, and they're all Blu-ray. So I'm like, should I do that?
Do it.
I'm tempted.
Do it.
But, no, it was good to fact check. It was good to listen to y'all talk Blizzard because it's a franchise I don't know a whole lot about.
Me neither.
Mac, it's okay. We'll redo this fight and we'll get some Blizzard fans and we'll see if Angie can defend her Blizzard. That's it.
Yep.
All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun. It was a really good fight. Congratulations to both Mac and Angie. Y'all did really, really well today. Thank you for, having me again. This is my first Gamer Grudge as a judge and not a fighter. So it was a little nerve-wracking.
You did good.
I felt like I was not biased and I did my best to be impartial. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, to everybody. It's been a lot of fun.
Right. And I mean, she is technically a mod too. So she's don't worry. We actually don't take it personal. We threw me and Zach threw Angie under the bus when we did some shows, and look how she turned out. Yay! Hey. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for this Blizzard edition of Gamer Grudge, and we look forward to seeing y'all next time.
Bye! Come on back now, you hear?